Okay, welcome to the Monday night team call, actually on Monday night. I know this kind of conflicted with Anne's call, and I hate that, but I feel like with all the calls we've been having, which is such a good thing that we have all of, all these opportunity calls and all these training calls and everything. As much as we can, I'd like to try to keep our team call at the same time. That way everyone knows when it is and remembers. I know that when we switch timing too much, we have a lot of involvement drop off because there's not the consistency there. So Regina, I don't know why you cannot hear. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay. Well, we'll keep going, and hopefully Regina can figure out her audio, and if not, you'll have to rewatch the recording, I guess. But anyways, so thanks for jumping on. I like, now that I know where to find the recordings from the movement, I'm super excited because we can just go back and watch the end of Anne's call, or the whole thing for me. So and I have a baby right here, so I'm trying, she's hungry, so I'm gonna try to get through this call without having to feed her. So sorry if she is loud or anything. Okay, does anyone have, before I get started, I guess, does anyone have anything they wanted to talk about, or any questions about anything that's been going on, or anything that you can think of? No? Okay. Okay, so what I want to talk about tonight is negativity. So this is something that I have been working on a lot because it's our human nature. Humans love nothing more than to talk about what's going on, the things in our lives that we're not happy with, or the problems with our business, with our life, everything. Because what happens is we want to feel like validation, right? In our misery or whatever is going on. And some of that is valid. I don't know if you've ever been in a position where you feel like you have no one to talk to, right? Like you are just feeling really crummy, things aren't going right, and you want to vent, or you want to talk to somebody, and you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. So some of being able to express frustration and stuff can be beneficial. But what we run into, and I see this a lot in network marketing, I've seen this with us on our team, I've done this and just across the board, is just this overall negative mindset. And I want to kind of dive into why that is and how we can change it. I'm not calling anybody out, and there's no one even on our team that I can think of in particular, but I know for myself, I have struggled with this a lot. It's gotten a lot better in the last few years, especially since knowing Tom. He is like positivity minded all the time. He does not like when I just want to sit and bitch about what's going on in my life. He's a solutions guy. And so I've had to learn a lot of how toxic venting and complaining can be. So first of all, you have to ask yourself, do I have a negative mindset? Now, everyone's going to want to say, no, no, I don't have a negative mindset. Of course not. I'm positive. But a lot of times we do. You can be the most positive person in the world, and you can let your mindset slip to negativity. And it's like a muscle. Like if you don't work on correcting your mindset, and if you don't work on learning how to stay positive and continue that work, it's really easy just to slip into this pessimistic, negative mindset. I'm sure you guys can think of people in your life who are negative the majority of the time. I can think of a few people off the top of my head that I'm like, I almost dread when they call me, or I almost dread when they reach out, because I know they're going to be complaining. And if you're someone that actively is working on being positive and not letting yourself go down those dark rabbit holes, you know how difficult it is when you're actively trying. Imagine you wake up in the morning, you're like, this is going to be a good day. I'm going to have a good day. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to get depressed. I'm going to have a great day. And then you get a call from your friend, and all she's doing is complaining about her life and her husband and whatever, you know how much that brings you down. So I want to do a little bit mindset check. So you don't need to tell me your answer or, raise your hand or anything, but just think these couple questions through. Number one, how much time do you spend in a day venting or complaining? Some days, if I ask myself that at the end of the day, I'm like, holy crap, I've done that a lot. And maybe it's because whatever's going on, I feel really validated in, right? Like I feel like I'm right, that there's some injustice, or, that I have a right to be upset. And so when we feel like that, we vent, or we want to talk to people about it. And we do that because we want a justification for feeling crappy. We want a justification for feeling the way we feel, right? So how much time in a day do you spend venting and complaining? Second question, when you do that and you vent to somebody, or you complain about, let's just bring it back to business. If you message your sponsor or someone on our team, or a friend or whatever in network marketing, and you're venting or like complaining, for example, some things like, my team isn't growing, that, this girl that told me she was going to sign up and then she didn't sign up, and I'm so frustrated, right? We've all said those things. When the person you're talking to, when they bring you solutions or positivity, does that piss you off, or do you appreciate it? That one's hard for me, because sometimes I just want to vent, right? Like sometimes I just want to get it off of my chest, how negative I'm feeling. And I don't want to hear, Jordan telling me, oh, it's okay, everything's going to be great, we need to shift our mindset and it's going to be positive. I'm sure some of you guys get upset with me when you bring a valid complaint or a valid concern and I'm overly positive. But if you do that, if you find yourself getting irritated when you're venting and the person has a solution or they have positivity to match that, your mindset is not in a good place. And like I told you before, that's something that I really had to learn. If I vent to Tom, I can't, there's not gonna be 5 minutes in before he's like, okay, well then we need to switch it to this way. And his favorite thing to say is, you can choose to change your mindset. You don't have to feel crappy about this. You don't, and I'm like, but yeah, I do, because this isn't right. Can you guys relate to that? And it can be so frustrating, but my reaction to that response shows that my mindset is not in a good place. Now, the good news is we can change our mindset. We have talked about this so many times and with different situations. We do not have to stay like that. If you feel like a lot of days you're just going to a dark, negative place and you just feel like nothing's working and nothing's growing, it's because that's how you're thinking. Sorry, 1 second. Hey, Sam, I want to call honey. If you need help, no, but if you need help with something else, go ask Tom. I'll be done in a few minutes. Shut the door. How dare I? Because he can't watch YouTube. Okay, so we can change how we're thinking. If you feel negative about something, and maybe you feel like there's a valid concern, and we're just going to talk business. So I've shared with you guys, one of my struggles right now is that I feel super busy, right? Jordan asked me this weekend, she's like, why is your life so crazy? And I was like, because I have 3 kids and I don't sleep and I don't know what is going on. And so I could sit here and be like, yeah, my business isn't growing the way it should be, and I wish it could, and I'm sure it is for some people that have more time, and then we get stuck in this mindset of like, we're the only ones, like I'm the only one with 3 kids, I'm the only one with things going on. That's not true. And so even if you feel valid in your negativity, you can think of any example in the world. It might be a really valid reason. The worst thing in the world could happen to you, and you can choose not to respond negatively. But that's something that we have to grow. It's something we have to work. One of my favorite quotes that I've heard and I hear it. If you listen to any motivational video, it pretty much is in there all the time. If it's about mindset, is that your attitude determines your altitude. And really think about that. Your attitude determines your altitude. So what if we started seeing struggles in our business, struggles that are keeping us from our business, maybe whatever struggle it is, and we see those things as stairs to our success that we have to climb, then we should go into those struggles head on and not need to vent about them, not need to complain about them, not need to feel justification for an excuse, but instead we saw those as, yeah, I don't feel like I have very much time right now. So what does that tell me? I need to work on my time management skills. I need to figure out how to be productive in the small corners of my life, right? There's always a solution to what is going on, but we won't find them if we're just looking at them as, well, everything sucks, right? Because the pathway to success is not an elevator. And I know that we all wish it was. I wish it was. I wish there was this get rich quick thing and it was super easy and it was just an elevator. That's not the case. It's a stairway, it's a staircase. And most of the time it's a janky ass broken staircase. I'm sorry for my language if you have kids around, but it's true.
We have PTSD from elevators and staircases. Please no.
I didn't even think about that. It's not an elevator. You can't use the elevator. Okay. Sorry, Tracy. Figure it out. But it's not, it's a struggle. We know that. We know that the life that we want from network marketing. Asa, stop coming in here. Go talk to Tom if you need something. No, I'm going to make dinner in a second. Can you have a snow cone? I'm the worst. Okay. We know that there's going to be struggles. And sometimes I feel like we go into our business, like if we want to restart or starting for the first time, and we're expecting this, like, it's always going to feel great. And everyone's going to say yes. And we're not going to have frustration. And shipping times are always going to be perfect. And everything is going to be great. And so then when that doesn't happen, because that's not realistic, we get negative. So instead of that, we need to go into our business every single day, expecting the struggles, because every time we move past one of those struggles, we're one stair closer. And so, and that we can decide if our mindset is going to be that, or if it's going to be another friggin' stair. Great. Right? But that's all our mindset. We are the only ones that can choose that. When my kids give me attitude about having to go play outside when they want to watch TV, or when I get an attitude because, I mean, there's a million reasons why I will get an attitude. We all know we have these things. No matter what the situation is, we can choose to find the positive or we can dwell in the negative. And I don't know about you, but as good as it feels to feel justified in my frustration or justified in my struggle, it still feels crappy, right? I would much rather feel optimistic and feel positive. There's a term, this is in my notes, but I just want to touch on this really quick. Have you guys heard the term toxic positivity? It's kind of a new thing that's going around where basically the idea of toxic positivity is when you're toxic or when you're positive all the time and you're encouraging people to be positive all the time, then that undercuts their struggles. Or that's not I'm sure if you can look up the definition. And there is some truth to that. Sometimes you just need to vent. I've gotten to the point where I've told Tom, give me 5 minutes. Let me vent for 5 minutes. Let me get it out. And then let's work to, you can help me figure out how to turn it around. But sometimes we just want to sit and talk all day about everything that sucks. And that will never get us to where we want to go. And that feels crappy. But this idea of toxic positivity is that we shouldn't, if someone comes to us and has a complaint or has a frustration, is being negative, then we shouldn't come back at them with positivity, because then it undermines their feelings. And I really struggle with this concept. I've heard that term a few times, and today when I was researching for this call, I heard it a few more times, and I need to dive into it a little bit more, but I really have a problem with that, because as much as we feel, like I said, as much as the justification feels good, we can never grow from that. You can't grow from a negative place. And so if you come to me, if you come to anyone else on our team and you're feeling negative and that comes across and you're complaining and venting, I will try my hardest to give you space to do that, but then no, it'll quickly be turned around. If I don't ever bring negativity to Fran anymore. Or if I do, I try to really sugarcoat it so it doesn't sound like negativity, because she does not have time for that. And she does not give me time for that, because in every negative situation, there's a solution, right? You can choose to think about it a different way. And that's what she points me to. When you do bring negativity to other people though, and I'm sure you guys have learned this just with your family, your friends, whoever, it's like a poison. We bring negativity to somebody else, because even if it's your best friend and they call, hey, how are you doing? Oh, today's been so awful. This happened and this happened and this happened and this happened. That poison will infect whoever you're talking to. Because for one, it'll probably make them think of the things that are negative in their life. And it's hard to shoulder that, especially if you're working on trying to be positive. So before and I'm not trying to discourage you from reaching out to me or your sponsor or anyone on our team or anybody. I'm not trying to discourage you for reaching out with an issue or even a complaint or needing to vent or something like that. Like, we are all doing this together. Of course, there's going to be some of that, but really check yourself before you do that. Ask yourself, am I just feeling crappy and I need to share that? And I know we all want to say, oh no, we'd never want to do that, but that's kind of what we do. Like, that's just the natural way we do it. So check yourself. Is this something I'm looking for a solution for? Is this something I'm looking for help changing my mindset in this situation? Or do I just feel so crappy that I want to share it? And ask yourself that before you do that. If you want a solution or you need help changing your mindset, if you're saying, I am not seeing this well, and I'm frustrated and I want to feel better and I want to grow my team and I want to be positive, but I don't know how to get there, 100% reach out. If there's something you need a solution for, 100% reach out. But if you go into the conversation and any positivity that comes back at you or any solutions, if that makes you mad, then you need to check yourself. And that's what that's such a hard thing to do. The other point to this, so we know if we have a negative mindset, we need to correct it. A lot of times it's how, if you grew up and your parents were negative a lot, or you weren't, there wasn't a solution based. If you grew up hearing a lot of complaining, or in your situation now, if your spouse just complains all the time, or whoever, if that's the situation you're around, it is hard to change that about yourself. It's a hard thing to grow, but it's possible. We have the power. We are in complete control. I used to get on the phone with my best friend, and throughout the day, we would go back and forth throughout the day, and so much of it was complaining. And I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize how much negativity that was just bringing to your space, right? The other part of that is, some people just want to be negative. I have family members that no matter what you say, That's just how they are, right? And I can't change that for them. We can't change anybody around us. But the other part of that, remember the quote, attitude determines your altitude? Can you think of anybody in our organization, any of the top leaders? Have you ever seen any negativity really from them? No, we don't see that. We don't, because they don't do that. They don't get on Facebook and complain. They don't do that. And that's one of the reasons why they are where they are, because they see problems or issues or frustration as something that has a solution and something to overcome. What would happen is if the girl you've been talking to for a month that keeps saying she's going to join, and you're so excited about her, and she doesn't do it, or she ghosts you, or maybe she blocks you, or what, or you see that she joined another team or another company. That's a whole mess that has the potential to get us in the worst mood, right? To make us just feel like nothing we're doing is working. But you know what? If we were actively working our businesses, if we were actively reaching out to the other people, we wouldn't really mind that one person didn't follow through, because there'd be 10 others that we were also working on. The times that I felt the most negative about my business and in my business is when I'm not putting in the work, right? Think about your own businesses. When you feel, and maybe it's right now, because I know everyone's been, we're trying to get back into it, but we've had a slow go. It's easy to breathe. To breathe that environment of negativity, of nothing's working, no one's growing. It's easy to kind of fester, and we get stuck in that feeling. The solution to that is growth. The solution to that is saying, I'm not going to let a negative mindset determine my success. When we have a opportunity for insane income to help so many people, we have this amazing opportunity in front of us. Do we really want to let our own negative mindset, something that we can fix, be why we don't get there? I don't. I can tell for myself, before researching, or while I was researching for this call, I was thinking about the last couple of weeks, and I felt so overwhelmed. I felt so busy, and I'm like, well, that's how it is. And I feel justified, because these are the everything that's going on, and nothing I can do about it. And it can really feel crappy. Then I was researching for this call, and I was hearing all these speakers, and I was writing these notes, and I'm like, that's all up to me. It's all up to me. How I choose to respond to whatever is going on, how you choose to respond to whatever is going on is up to you. That's exciting to me. I hate being in a bad mood. I hate feeling, I mean, you guys know, if you have kids, it's the worst when your kid is just in a bad mood and not, talking back and it just feels awful. Maybe your team, when you have people on your team that have come to you, 5 or 6 times, and every time it's something else is wrong, or this isn't going the way I wanted, or this or that. It is so taxing. And especially when you're feeling like that too. So I challenge you guys, and challenge myself, for our team, let's be the ones that no matter what life throws at us, and no matter what someone vents to us, or what someone complains, that we stop it in its tracks. We don't let it get traction. We don't let it snowball. And we just say, yeah, that's tough. Whatever that situation is. I see why I can see why you'd feel that way. I hate that for you. Let's change it. How can we find a solution for this? How can we move past this? And how can we be happy and positive in the meantime? My kids can complain about going to play outside when they want to be watching TV, or they can choose to find something really fun to do outside, right? We can complain. Our power was out for, I don't know, so long this weekend, a night and a day, so many hours. And I was starting to get really frustrated. Like, this sucks. I can't, my phone was dead for a long time. I had to charge in the car. My computer was dead. This, everything sucks. But then I realized this is the first like silence I've had in a while. I took an extra nap. I enjoyed the peace and quiet and found a positive in it. No matter what the situation is, we can find the positive, and we are in total control of that. If your business isn't growing how you want it to, number one, check your mindset. What we put out is what is going to happen. If all day long we are thinking, everything sucks, no one's joining, no one wants this, everyone's joining another team already, this isn't working, that's what's going to happen. If you wake up in the morning and say, you know what, no matter what life throws at me today, I'm going to have a good day. And I'm going to keep a smile on my face, and I'm going to be positive. And I'm going to add somebody to my team today, and I'm going to find a new customer, and I'm going to help somebody with these products. Then that is what will happen. We determine our altitude by our attitudes. So hopefully that was encouraging to you guys and helped you. I know this is an issue that every human in the world struggles with this. And so if you are finding yourself in that situation and you're just feeling negative and you find yourself just wanting to vent about it or whatever, reach out and ask for help. Ask for help and how to change your mindset. Look, Google or YouTube, negative mindset motivation. You're going to listen to so many awesome speakers and things like that. Read a personal development book about mindset. One of the things that I love to do when I'm feeling negative, actually, I don't love to do it because I never feel like doing it when I'm feeling negative, but something that actually helps is make a list of what you're grateful for. Nothing is going to combat your negativity and you're feeling, poor me mentality than realizing everything you have. This weekend, I was complaining because my power was out and I was feeling all crappy about it. And then I realized how many million people in the world don't have power ever, and how lucky we are that having lights and electricity is the norm, right? So whatever you are feeling negative about right now, or whatever you are, that's just eating you up, don't give it power anymore. Because when we change our attitudes, we change our altitude. So hopefully that was helpful, you guys. I hope you have a great night. If you have any questions or need help, or maybe just need some help getting out of your negative mindset, I'm always here.
I'm gonna be I asked Fran, a couple people have asked for the Bronze Academy training. I got the email, but I don't know if yours worked, Kayla or Kelly. If you're still on here, I can't see. It said that the link was in it, but the link, I couldn't find the actual Bronze Academy talks. But I'm trying to find Fran's talk. I messaged her, so hopefully she'll just have it.
Yeah, because my link worked, but the Bronze Academy is not in there because it wasn't public.
Yeah, even though it says it's for Bronze Academy.
Oh, I haven't gotten that.
I got so I got the email that convention was the replay of that, and then I got another one the next day or two that said links for Bronze Academy.
Oh yeah, no, I see it was in my junk mail, but yeah, the link doesn't work.
But that link only takes you to the normal convention day. So I messaged Fran. I'm assuming it's on YouTube, but I couldn't find it. But I know a couple people have asked for that, so yeah. I will, once I get it, I'll be sending that out. And then I plan on sitting down tonight, and I'm going to go through my list of, I'm trying to figure out how deep I want to go, but I'm going to list out my ambassadors and probably everyone on my team and go through and just touch base with everyone, and see if anyone wants. I know there's a couple people that I've talked to that want like a one-on-one relaunch call, whatever. And so obviously I'll reach out to you guys and get those on the books, but just if you want like a relaunch or just reset, goal set, game plan, whatever, I want to get those set up and rolling so that we can get going.
Yes. And yeah, Jordan, same thing. That link, it doesn't show me any of the Bronze Academy stuff. But since they said, I mean, since the email says that about Bronze Academy,
yeah, they have it somewhere.
Yeah, that was my concern, is that they wouldn't release that because it was just Bronze Academy. But since it says that, it will. So yeah, we'll get that out to you guys as soon as we find it. But I'm excited. All of these, the link worked now for the regular thing.
I am literally gonna watch Fran's talk like over every day.
I know everything I missed and everything.
So good.
Yes. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, have a great night. Yeah, let's have a really good week, a really positive week. That was cheesy. Okay. Bye.
Bye.